What do you think the team needs to improve the most on?
Scoring. Goals.
What's up, Bearcats? Welcome to the next episode of the Bonita Interviews series. I'm Kaiden, and this week I had the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Archibald, who teaches accelerated sophomore English and senior English. In this episode, we dive into his passion for Manchester United and how it correlates to his daily life. Let's get started. Hello, Mr. Archibald. First of all, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to do this interview. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm going to interview you about Manchester United.
All right.
It's your favorite soccer team. So, first of all, what made you start supporting Manchester United?
Back in the day, you probably know a little bit about this, but other people don't. There were these guys that started in 1992, right about the same time I started watching, and one of their names is David Beckham, right? And they're called the Class of '92, and they were all about 17, 18 years old, and I was about 13 at the time, and so that was like, dude, that's cool. Like those guys could be at my school with me, and so that was really. It inspired me quite a bit in terms of soccer back then.
So on that note, I know the 90s was full of great footballers. Who is your favorite all-time Manchester United player and why?
All-time favorite is George Best, who was way back in the day, because if you can see videos of it, he just was kind of like Messi is today, where just you give him the ball and he would just dribble around people and make them look like they've never played before. And so... yeah, he's my favorite all time. In terms of modern ones, Paul Scholes, which is one of those kind of five guys from '92, he was my favorite.
So obviously you've been a fan for a very long time.
Yep.
What is your most memorable moment as a Manchester United fan?
I still think my favorite was when Wayne Rooney had the bicycle kick and beat Man City, and we were still competitive at the time. I think that was still it still was sending the message we're still the better team.
Obviously Manchester United has changed a lot over time. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about the club's current manager and their playing style?
I think he is a good manager. I think they need time to get the right people in the right positions for it ultimately, because he has a good idea of it, but it's transitioning from an old style to a different one, and that requires different personnel.
Yeah, right. So obviously they need personnel, like you said. What do you think the team needs to improve the most on?
Scoring. Goals. Honestly, yeah, they have given up quite a bit, but they have not scored nearly enough compared to the other teams.
Right. And obviously, just because of just the players, but obviously you have to go higher to the owning company. Mm-hmm. The Glazer family. How do you feel about their ownership, and do you think it should change?
I would like them to change, yes. The fact that now the other co-owner is Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and he's taken over sort of the running part of the club, and they're more of doing the financial side and all of that kind of stuff. And so that's starting to change a little bit, and so hopefully he ends up kind of taking over overall, but we'll see.
So obviously the season's about to finish for Man United. They're looking about mid-table. But what's your prediction for the season, and maybe for Europa League?
I think they'll probably be right about where they are, probably 13th, 14th in the end in terms of the Premier League. The Europa League, I think, is what they're trying to win ultimately. I think they will win it if they get past the semifinal.
Mm-hmm. So, Manchester United obviously has a rival, Manchester City. How do you think it compares as of right now? Do you think there's a big difference?
There's a huge difference, yeah. Just in terms of the way it's run, the way they do their transfers, all of that stuff. They're always very efficient and good and seem to have a longer-term plan. It seems like we're working on that now, and so we'll see.
Yeah. Obviously, Man United is kind of at the loss right now, but... Mm-hmm. If you could bring back one former United player in their prime back into the United squad, who would it be and why?
Probably Roy Keane, because he would run the midfield and not sort of let other teams run right through the middle.
So. Any more, or you think just Roy Keane?
He would be my favorite, I think, in terms of one player that could do the most difference, I think.
Mm-hmm. So obviously sports, it gives you like a feeling, What does Manchester United... being a Manchester United fan mean to you?
It's something that I've always kind of done for a long time. I've just been, as soon as I could get games on TV, I've been watching them, and it's, it's been something of a tradition. It sort of is something that keeps me involved in the sport. I coached here for 10 years.
Really?
And I just haven't since I got married and had kids and all of that. And so it sort of keeps me involved in it, keeps me entertained and all of that as well. And it's just a little something that I almost do as like almost a self-care in some ways, right? Like it's my little thing. I get up in the morning, nobody's around, I get to watch my game, and then kind of the day starts after that usually. So, yeah.
Okay, but have you seen them live?
I have seen them live here. So when they do the American tours and stuff like that, I generally will try to get tickets and go, especially if they're coming to the West Coast. But I've never seen them at home or anything like that. So that's still on the bucket list. It's a destination thing that I got to do. It's hard because it's during the school year, right? And so it's hard to get over there and see a game. And so, but it'll happen eventually. But it's still on the bucket list.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Mr. Archibald, for doing this interview. I really appreciate you.
No problem.
Now back to the studio. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed getting to know Mr. Archibald better and his love for Manchester United. Stay curious, Bearcats, and join us next week for another interview. See you then.